Okay, sporty greetings to you guys wherever you're in the world watching us. It's another Instagram live series coming from Channels Television. And today we want to talk about something very, very important in life, and that is going the distance. What we're talking to today, former Super Eagles player Emmanuel Amuneke. Emmanuel Amuneke is one player that has so much inspiration. When you listen to his story, you agree with me. We're trying to get Emmanuel Amuneke to join us. That's what we've been trying to sort out. So hopefully we're going to get him now to join the conversation. I'm Austin Okonakman. I'll be your host tonight because we just want to have fun with this discussion. What does it mean to go the distance? Emmanuel Amuneke made his debut for the Super Eagles of Nigeria in 1993. I know a lot of you guys will not remember, but it's that AFCON qualifying match, the AFCON qualifying match against Sudan, yeah, at the National Stadium in Lagos. He'll be joining us today to talk about what it means to go the distance. So hopefully we're going to get Emmanuel Amuneke to join us. He's chilling right there in Egypt. Remember, he's got a project going on with Makassar, an Egyptian club. So Emmanuel Amuneke will be joining us to take a look at what it means to go the distance. So we're trying to get in touch with him, but the network hasn't been so friendly. But we're hoping that it works this time around. So wherever you're in the world watching, welcome on board. It's gonna be fun, yeah. You know, whenever we talk sports, it's so much fun. And today, what I want to do is I want to inspire somebody. I want to let you know that you can go the distance. That's what Emmanuel Amuneke has done with his footballing career and still doing it. And you also can do the same. So, just trying to see if we can get Emmanuel Amuneke to join the conversation. So hopefully when we get him, we will get on with the conversation. So remember, you can be part of the conversation also if you have questions for Emmanuel Amuneke. He was part of Nigeria's AFCON winning team in 1994, right in Tunisia. Right after that competition, he was crowned the African Footballer of the Year. So now you know we are going to be speaking to a legend. Yeah, a legend of not just Nigerian football, but African football. Emmanuel Amuneke was also part of the Olympics team in 1996. Yeah, that's one gold in Atlanta in the football event. And then also the first Nigerian to play with Barcelona Football Club of Spain. We cannot wait to have him join us on this conversation because I know his story is going to inspire somebody today. So let's just hope that the coach pops up. He's trying to get into the conversation, and we're hoping that he does just that. Let's see. Quite a number of requests coming in, and then I can't see Emmanuel Amuneke yet. But guys, just keep your questions close because when he joins the conversation, we'll just get right into it. He'll be telling us what it means to go the distance. Emmanuel Amuneke also did good football with Zamalek Football Club of Egypt. He was also right there at Sporting in Portugal. I told you he was the first Nigerian player to play for Barcelona Football Club of Spain. He played football with the legendary Pep Guardiola. So hopefully if he joins us, he will be telling us more. I cannot wait to have Coach Emmanuel Amuneke get into the conversation, but we can't see him just yet. So let's see. Emmanuel Amuneke. Let's see. Okay. Emmanuel Amuneke, see we want. I can see him viewing the live, but it's not coming up. Part of the viewer. Yeah, it's speaking to us now. It's requesting to join. So let's see if it's going to work now. I see a lot of ex-internationals joining the conversation. Thank you guys. Today we just want to have fun talking about what it means to go the distance. So, Coach Emmanuel Amuneke, we've said it. That's it. Good evening, Coach Emmanuel. I don't know what's in Egypt, but in Nigeria, it's good evening. Good to have you join us on this Instagram live session.
It's good evening, sir. It's good to see you.
I know, good to see you too, Coach. It's been a long time. We're super proud of you for what you're doing, representing Nigeria. You went to Tanzania, you gave them a little bit of what the Niger spirit can do, and now you're in Egypt. We just want to let you know that we're proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Okay, good to have you join us. So, guys, there you have it, the legendary Emmanuel Amuneke. Good to have you with us. Let's talk about what everyone is talking about now, and that's COVID-19. When you look at the situation worldwide, will football ever be the same again?
Well, football will always be football, but the fact remains, a lot has changed since the pandemic, came up. A lot has changed, and probably it's going to take a little while to be the same, because there is still a lot of fear from people in terms of, getting, contact with the disease and getting, affected. But, I always said one thing, the way God, the way God created the world, created it in a way that human beings, sometimes we cannot understand. And nobody really predicts that 2020, the world is going to experience such a thing. But the best thing, is to be optimistic and be hopeful and try to be safe. And then, I always say, whatever, after rain comes the sun. We have faced it through from January, and I think the storm is, is dropping gradually. And hopefully, we all will be in a position to thank God and then come back to the things that we love, which is football.
I know, and one big fear that COVID-19 is living with us is this annoying acceptance that football might just go on without the fans. You've played football at the highest level. What does it mean if we eventually get to accept that there will be football without fans?
It will be difficult, because playing the game with the fans is totally different. You know that a lot of people are, watching you. You know that you have to win. You have to make people happy. But when you play in a stadium, empty stadium, it looks as if, it's just like kind of training. But of course, we watched the German league that came back. They started in a way. The first two games was not all that interesting. People were kind of worried. The rhythm and the tempo of the game wasn't the same. But I think yesterday game, when I watched Augsburg and Cologne, the game, you could see the intensity, you could see the running, you could see the fighting. So, which means, the fear is going away gradually. And, we are human beings. And I think the way God created us, we are meant to adapt to every situation. And I hope, we overcome this and then forge ahead.
Let's get into you now, Coach, because the theme of this discussion is going the distance. And I've looked at your career, your life in general. You're somebody.
Can I take excuse just seconds to off the light here, please?
Okay, please do, Coach.
Just
for you. So, guys, let the coach just quickly do that. And when he gets back, we'll get into the conversation. Remember, you can be part of it.
I'm not far away. I'm here. I'm just.
Okay, beautiful. So, Coach, let me just have you in the center properly. Good. Okay, so that's fine. So, Coach, let's begin with your life. How did it all get started with football? I know you come from a family that loves football, but for you, Emmanuel Amuneke, when was it that you said it's football or football?
Well, I think football is. I always say it's a talent. It's a talent that God gave everyone. Those of us that are involved into football, every individual is being gifted with different talent, and the area that we belong to, which is football. I think football, as a kid, I was so obsessed about football, playing football. I remember at the age of 4, I have to go to live with my grandfather and my grandmother in the village in Ezobodo. But it was the same football also that brought me back to Lagos. The news was most of the time I don't attend classes. I'm always playing football. So my mother just gets angry one afternoon, just came back to village, and I think I was 10 then. And then he said he's taking me back to Lagos. So on getting to Lagos, it got worse. We were living at Torile then, back of the Waisan. So from where we live in, you could see people playing. So I always escape and I go there to play. And when I come back, I know there's always problem with my father, because my father played the game. But unfortunately, he lost his parent when he was young. So automatically he grew up with his brothers. And then he played the game, and actually in Cameroon, that was where he was then. Nothing actually, really happened. So he was keen that we should be, more focused on our study instead of football. But, I was so kind of stubborn in a way. Not stubborn of disrespect, but of course, stubborn of, I believe I want to achieve, and I want to play the game. I love the game. I play it with passion. And then I created the desire of each time, I hear that there is a screening, I will just go up by myself without being invited. I will just go there, and then if it works out, fine, good. If it doesn't work out, fine. I'm looking forward to the next challenges the next day. So I was so passionate about the game. And even at my age, I just came back now from training. I'm kind of, they say you are addicted to something. Yeah. I'm a little bit addicted to football, and if I don't play football, if I don't do anything that relates to football, I'm kind of, a little bit upset. But, I thank God the path that I took, I was able to make something out of it. I was able to achieve something. In those days, which you yourself, in those days, if you are playing football, you're being considered as illiterate, and people are, that's just the fact. We shouldn't hide anything. People are being considered as illiterate. But it's not now that every parent want their children to play the game. Yeah. Even if you know how to play, you don't know how to play, you must play the game. But, I could only say I'm grateful to God. I'm also grateful to Nigerians for giving me the possibility to serve them. As a kid, I attended Cardoso High Secondary School, which is having Gaskia in Apapa. So we have a school 1 and school 2. School 1 is Gaskia and the school 2 is Cardoso. Most of the time, I started playing for the school team, which we call the Principal Cup, when I was in class 2. I started playing. Of course, we don't have much quality then, and the strength wasn't the same. But you could see, we have the desire, we have the passion, we want to play. Most of the time, I will just organize with my classmates. I say, let's jog from our school to the National Stadium. We jog there, and then we jog back. So, it was this desire, the passion. And at the end of the day, I was able to play for Osjak. That was my first youth team. They are from Munshi, but we train at Ikeja Grammar School at Oshodi. So in our time, we're only interested to just, if we can have transport money to take us to where we want to go. We are not bothered.
Passion. It was boiling. And I like what your generation did. We must appreciate you guys. Now football is seen as what everybody should jump into. And back in the day, it was seen as what illiterates and persons without ambition do. So you guys changed it. We must say thank you. You've said two things. Passion was what pushed you to where you got with your football. But tell us that short story. I know you played football with Julius Berger, but it was not too long.
Yeah, I played with Julius Berger.
Tell me that.
Well, it was, I was in Niger Loss, actually, I played for Niger Loss from the state team when we were in Lagos. Then we made it to the national team. I remember that we traveled to Boko to play our qualifying to the national league. which is called then Division 4. So we qualified. After that, then I started nursing the ambition of, moving ahead. So I remember I went to, first of all, I went to Concord, I decided to go on my own. And when we arrived at Concord, there were a lot of players, people were sitting. So we came, and then the coach, the first thing he asked us was, where are you guys coming from? We say, we are from Niger Lost. Then he said, okay, you guys should sit there. So we sat, we were waiting, probably maybe to reach our turn. Then suddenly, I just hear a voice, the guy say, hey, that guy, you there. So everybody, in the screen, everybody was raising their hand.
They call somebody for everybody.
No, the coach said, no, that small boy, that one sitting there. So about 5 minutes to end the training, then I stood up. So when I stood up, he said, go and play. Let's see you from the left side. So under the 5 minutes, I have scored 2 goals. So he said, no, we like you to play for us. So then they took me to Concord office at the airport road. I think it was then run by Abiola Pikin. Bros, that was the first time I see money. So when we get into the office, they said, I would like this guy to play. He said, what's the problem? Then I go straight to him. I told him, I said, I don't get transfer money. I don't get. So he just pulled his wardrobe and then just count 400 naira. The 400 naira then was big money.
Imagine.
So when I got into the bus, so I divide the money into 2, I gave some part to the players to share. Then I hold this thing. But eventually, I never played for them, I never played for them. So I left. Then I went to play for Julius Berger for Bremer Cup at Navy Ground. So then they used to have a manager from Ghana, very, very sound and very knowledge and interesting guy that loved football. He's from Ghana, Ghanaian, but I think he spent all his life in Nigeria. So when we played that tournament, after that tournament, although we lost against Niger Dog, I think in the final, from there, then they took us to office. The guy was fighting for us that they want us to go. So we are like, I myself, Sylvester Ibiali, and Okolosi. So we are like the least expected to, to come because we don't have pedigree. We are coming from Niger Lost. I think Sylvester Ibiali then probably he was coming from one lower team also. So we went there in the morning around 9 o'clock. So we sat. From there I saw Monday, Bontime, Kakaraka, Betel Oji. These guys, they are all coming from Heartland with big name. So their discussion does not take meaning. They just say, hey, just go and see John. Then the next thing, when they are coming out, you see them with brand envelope with some stuff. So we are kind of waiting. So eventually, Chief Idama then gave orders to us, and then we started discussing. At the end, he said, okay, I will give you people 3,000, and then your salary will be 700 naira with a house, because Julius Berger used to give house. So in the mix,
what year was this, coach?
That was it was 90 to 91. 90 to 91. 90 to 91. So, but things that happen, because before even that event, I think before I signed Julius Berger, I was training one day in Waisan. It's always something I always say, I don't know the path God is taking me to, but all I know is do what is right. Don't deny anybody is right. Because I was training then in the morning, around 6:30, I was jogging. Then I never had a club. I was not, like I said, I was not in the ambition to move to another club. I was in Niger Lost then, but I was just training. Then this guy just came to me, very slim with trouser, with slippers, yellow shirt. Then he came to me and he said to me, what is your name? I look at him. I said, what this guy? In my mind, I said, this guy, what is your name? At this early hour, this Lagos. He said, yes, what is your name? Then I paused. I was contemplating. Then I said to him, I said, my name is John Chukwu. he said, John Chukwu. I say, yes, sir. He said, before 5 years, your name will be well known all over the world. He said, when the time come and see me. He just walked. Wow. See, I never see his shadow again anymore. So, but I went, you know, I just discussed with my friend that we all grew up together. I discussed with them. I say, see what thing happened this morning while they train for Waisan. See, one man come to me, just they ask me, but me, I tell her. So, but you know, he never told me his address, nothing. Wow. Bros, you know, reach 2 weeks, I signed for the Las Vegas. You know, reach 2 weeks. You know, reach 2 weeks. I played the Las Vegas only 9 matches. I remember. That was what I played for Julius.
So from Julius Berger, how did that move to Zamalek happen?
I think it happens well, thanks to James Peter, you know, along the journey of success, even failure, you can never forget people that have been around. It's very, very important, you know. I was playing for Julius Berger, and I think Super Eagles, they're going to play one qualifying. Then they organize a friendly game that Julius Berger, we should come and play the Super Eagles at the National Stadium. And then we played that friendly game. And after the game, you know, that was when Chukwu called me. And he asked me, what is your name? I said, my name is Emmanuel Amuneke. Then the next 3 weeks, I just saw my name on the newspaper that I've been invited in the under 23 national team in Kaduna. We were camping in Kaduna then. My Julius Berger, they gave me, that was the first time I even fly, bros. I entered plane. So they gave me transport money. I bought, they laughed. It was so funny, you know. They gave me, I bought the ticket. It was Nigeria Airways. I sat at my seat. I hold my bag, my small bag I bought for traveling. I was holding it on my lap. So the big man that was sitting close to me, you know, he was just busy drinking his tea, and I was close to the window, you know. Yeah. So each time I looked at like this, the distance far, I adjust back, I hold my back quiet. I hold my back quietly. I didn't say a single word. The man was just, you know, he was just looking at me. They offered me breakfast, tea, and all these things. I told them, no, I don't want. So I was just quiet till we landed at Kaduna. I just came down from the airport, and then my mind, I had a rest of mind. So when I got to the camp, of course, James Pitt already, you know, he has his team, very, very, very good team. Patrick Mancha, John Agum, Christopher Edem, may he so rest in peace. A lot of great players, Precious Moye, you know. When I got there, you know, and yeah, the good thing is that I played with Christopher Edem in Niger Loss. We were teammates before he moved to Calabar Rovers. So we knew each other. It's kind of, we grew up as a youth. It was easy for me to adapt, you know. And when I came, Felix Alade saw me that was playing in stationary stores, was there also. So, but through the friendly games, I was doing very well. We went to Benin to play some friendly games. We won 2 games we played. We played the first matches. I think we won 2-0. Then the second game, the other team played. They were losing 1-0. Then the coach made a change. We came on board. Then we won the game. So what I'm actually saying is that the people that have made it possible to what we are today. You know, for me, I never forget them. Even Coach Taylor, late Coach Taylor, was my coach in Niger Loss. So unfortunately, he's no longer alive. But for me, you know, the journey was not easy. And today, that's why I'm always emphasizing, you know, when I was coaching the under-17, my emphasis is always on hard work. I don't.
That's what it is. So, Coach, that's a beautiful story on how it all started. What was the feeling the moment you got to Zamalek?
Well, it was a great feeling. Actually, it came after our game, I think, when we lost to Cameroon in the semi-final. And then the news came that Zamalek, they were interested in us. I and I think myself and Babangida, and then they took us to their office. You know, they showed us their office. They started to talk. They were interested in us. I said, okay, you know, already we had also a team from Holland that was interested in us also. Because we went for preparation in Holland and we played some friendly games with some teams. So after seeing us, they were interested. So, but when we came here, and then Zamalek, by then also Zamalek, for almost 4 or 5 years, they have never achieved anything domestically and also continental-wise, they have never won anything. So they were looking kind of players that, you know, they can bring on board and to inspire the fans. So when they explained to me the project, I said, okay, I will be interested. It's not about the money, but they have to go to Nigeria to discuss with my team, which is Julius Vega. And they came to Nigeria. They had discussion with Julius Vega. And Julius Vega, then I was signed 25,000 US dollars. Then that was 91, 25,000 US dollars. Then we came here. When we came here, I remember I arrived here on Wednesday. Then on Friday, I went to play with the team in Mahala, 1 o'clock. That was my first game. After the game, it wasn't good. So there was this rumor, this is not the guy we saw, this is not Emmanuel, because they used to call me Emmanuel. This is not Emmanuel, this, that. But I knew I need to train to get used to the players and get used to the team. So I was put in a hotel, Nabila, close to the stadium where we train. After training, I go up, I stayed there till the next day. It was kind of boring. And then one day I just woke up. I told the manager that, no, I don't want to play anymore. I want to go back to Nigeria. You know, they started pleading. They say, no. I said, no, me, I'm tired. I cannot, only me in the 12th floor. I just train, eat, go back to the room, sleep till the next day. And most of the time, you know, we train in the evening. So automatically in the morning, nothing is actually happening. So I told them, okay, you people should, you know, rent me an apartment. So they rented me an apartment. So what I did was some Nigerian student that was studying here in the university. So I just brought 2 of them as a friend. Then they lived with me. It was much easier for me for the adaptation. So normally what I do is in the morning, early morning, I woke up, I go to the club. I run almost 2 hours, stretch, I go back. Every blessed day, I'm doing the same. Then I started picking my phone. So when I pick my phone, when I adapt into the team, it was much easier for me to function. I can do whatever I want to do with the ball. I can run, I can score, I can pass. So, you know, everybody starts, you know, looking to my direction. The club also start having success. Each time we play, the stadium is full with a lot of fans. And then I think that was the journey. And we were lucky, you know, during my period of playing, we won everything that you could think about, from African level to domestic level. We won everything. So I think that gave me, even up to today, I'm in Egypt, but a lot of people, most of the fans, they are still crazy to see me. People want to see me. They ask me, we want you to come and coach the club. I say, I will coach the club if God permits it at the right time.
That's it. That's it. Beautiful story. I needed to get that out of the way. A lot has happened to you, Coach Emmanuel Amuneke, but describe what happened to you and your footballing career in 1994.
94 is 94 is the beginning of our success. I think it's the beginning of our success. Also, thanks to Westerhoff and Bonfrey Joe. You know, without them, you know, extending invitation to us, nobody could have also known if we are good or if we are not good. So for me, it's a great privilege. Of course, I was given opportunity in 93 qualifying. My first game was against Sudan in Lagos. And I think after that game, the next game we went to Cote d'Ivoire to play the qualifying. And I could remember after the game, then the week, that was when the professional, start to come. The professionals, they start to come around. And I could remember before the game, a lot also happened. Sometimes I believe you have to be who you are. You have to have principle. I remember, we were in training, and then suddenly they said some people will go to the hotel, Sheraton. Some people will stay in Otta. Then there was a lot of argument. I think I was one of the professionals at that level from African contest. So then we were arguing. Then I said to them, I say to the team manager, then I say, it doesn't make any sense. We are here training all together as a team. And then how can some of us go to live in the Sheraton as big boys? Then we leave some of the other guys here. So it's better we stay 3-3 in the room. It doesn't matter what. At the end, the spirit that matters. So that argument, at the end of the day, we ended up staying at Gateway Hotel collectively. So after the game, then that was the period. I think Keshi came in the morning. The next day, I was standing outside. And then Keshi was asking questions. So he said, who is this Amuneke they are talking about? So I was standing close to him. Then I say, bros, now maybe this. So then he turned out, he looked at me, he said, boy, now so you small. Then I said to him, I say, bros, I small. When I hold the ball, no rush me. So in the next 1 or 2 hours, we went for training at Honda. Keshi like command, may he so rest in peace. he likes to command. He was telling Ruben Agbola to mark me, to put pressure on me. So before he could realize, already I have passed both of them and I shoot the ball. The ball hit at the bar and bounced over. Then he turned and he looked at me. He said, oh boy, now so you fast. Then I said to him, Skipper, I told you when I have the ball, don't rush at me. So, it was kind of fun. And also, I think Keshi, I will be hearing a lot about national team. We've been hearing a lot during when we were young, how they used to do juju, how you cannot eat with your teammates, all sorts of things. But, when we came into the national team, young players, meeting people like Keshi, Yekini, Rufai, Iguavo, people we have watched play, these guys, they embrace us, they welcome us, they gave us that comfortable zone that even when they are talking, we even talk with them. So there was nothing like, this is not big boy, or this thing. So I think that really helped that team a lot because of the accommodation that Keshi and the rest of the players, the senior players gave to the new players that came into the team. May he so rest in peace. And after that, of course, the game against Sudan, I scored the second goal. Then we went to Cote d'Ivoire to play. The one we lost 2-1. We were leading. Unfortunately for us, Ouattara have to come on board and do some damaging against us. But in general, bros, that team, I'm grateful to be part of that team. I'm privileged. You could count a lot of players with different qualities that can even play, even those that are sitting on the bench. It doesn't mean that they are not better. So for you to have the privilege to have played and contributed something to the national team, for me, it's a great honor, and I really appreciate it. We don't come out and start talking about this, that. No, I don't think. Our objective now is to see how the new generation can surpass what we have done. That is by praying.
That's right. So 1994, in most part of the AFCON, you were a substitute. Final match, Coach Clemens Vestal says, Amuneke, put on your shirt, you're going to start. First, you explained that feeling to me, and then you went on to do the unthinkable. You scored the goals that gave Nigeria that trophy.
Well, to be very honest to you, I never expected I'm going to play in the final. because, yeah, I was in the team qualifying, and in the training, I did very well. But of course, maybe probably due to tactical reason, the coach, need to amend. Probably he was looking to have more strong midfield. That was why he moved Thompson Olia to the left, because Thompson is very good in the midfield. So when you have Oliha, when you have Thompson Oliha and Sondo Lise, these two players, they can give contention, mostly when the offensive aspect, and then when we lose the ball, there won't be much gap. They can, control, reduce the pace and the attacking phase of the opponent. So I think probably he was looking at that direction, he brought in Thompson. Yeah, but of course, in every tournament, every player want to play. Everybody was, I never play. But there was this harmony, there was this understanding, there was this mutual respect for your teammate that is playing. You also realize that those that are playing, they are also good players. So for you to be left out does not mean maybe you are not good enough to play in the team, probably for tactical reasons. Well, the good thing, I always say to the players, even the players that I have coached, when you are not playing, don't be pissed off, don't lose concentration. Continue to work hard. Wait for your time. When the time comes, you will be in a position to do the best. I always say to them, an athlete can never be crowned without competing according to the rules. And for you to be crowned, you must prepare yourself to be in a position to compete when the time comes. And that is exactly what we did. In the training, we train extra. Those of us that are not having game regular, we have extra training. We're running. Sometimes, and Bonfrey like running and hard training. So he will take us, and sometimes we grumble, this coach said, he do the run, this, that. But, it's for our own benefit. I remember, I think 2-3 days, we have free. And then me, Ben, Austin, Eguavo, I think Finidi, with some other player. We were walking, we said, okay, let's just go somewhere. I think that was in the evening. I said, let's just go somewhere and just sit and just relax since we have free. Yeah. We were walking. All what we are seeing is road. Trailer passing. Trailer passing. So I said, this place, where would they go? Where would not they see anything? Where would they go, sir? You see, along the journey, then we came back. We went back to our hotel. Then we stay at the poolside. We just say we talk till evening, and everybody goes to his room. Then the next day, coach say, you will play. I say, this guy don't come. that was what I say. I say, this man don't come again. Because he said to Mutu, he asked Mutu one day, he said, Mutu, how old are you? And Mutu said, I'm 23. He said, don't worry, your time is coming. So when he said to me, you are going to play, I say, Mutu, this man don't come again. No. I said, this man don't come again. No. This is the way it is. I go play final. Well, I don't touch one single ball. I said, well, let's see. So we were in the bus. I think after our training, we were in the bus arguing, and then Ben Hiro, I always call me Wafero because I play in Egypt. Then I said to him, I said to Ben, I said, tomorrow game is 2-1. That was what I said to him. I said, it's 2-1 tomorrow's game. Then he said to me, Wafero, who dash Zambia 1. I said, tomorrow game is 2-1. So eventually, in the pre-match talk, then I saw my name on the left, But I just say, all I did was, well, God, if it is your will that I'm going to play, let it be. And in the game proper, I never looked as if, I was much rusty. I was even having more strength to run, to come back and defend. And at the end of the day, I was able to contribute, not because of the goal. Anybody could have also scored the goal. The team is, Yekini had a lot of chances. Unfortunately, he couldn't take the chances before I could even come on board and score. So You know, we are grateful to what we are doing, bros. Sometimes people say, are you a pastor? No, I'm not a pastor, but I have something in me. The under 17, I told the people working with me, I said, we're going to win the under 17. They say, coach, you don't come. I said, we will win the under 17. I said, but the only thing that will make us not to win the under 17 is when we deny people their right. We will never win it. That was what I told them. If you met any of them, ask them. I said, we will win the under 17. They said, coach, where would they suffer all this? I said, don't bother about the suffering. We will win the under 17. And, you know, at the end of the day, my concern was, let us be focused. My concern was never let, you know, few things to distract us. We don't have jersey. We don't get campaign allowance. We don't get this. I say, guys, remain focused. If people say, because they say that team is not good, so why are we going to spend money on a team that is not good? I said to my players, I said, human beings say you are not good. Did God say you are not good? They say no. I say, okay, then if God say you are not good, work very hard. So I have this feeling in times of, in life, we are not perfect, and we can never be perfect, but do the best you can and allow God, you know, to guide the journey.
That's right. That's right. That's what it means to go the distance. 1994 was beautiful. 1996 was fantastic. 94, after winning the AFCON, you were crowned the African Footballer of the Year. I know it was a special feeling for you. Then we went to the Olympics. The match against Brazil, nobody in this country that witnessed that Brazil-Nigeria match will ever forget that night because we couldn't sleep. You guys gave us reasons to sing and dance. In the final, you stepped up again for Nigeria. Tell me about those goals, particularly that flying header.
Well, in the final, it's the same. It's being honest, bros. Although actually I was, you know, very honest, I was struggling in a moment in the tournament. In terms of I was having a calf, a muscle pull. I think that was our match against Mexico, you know. But I'm somebody, I'm keen into, like I said, I'm passionate in what I'm doing. I'm passionate, I mean, in what I'm doing. In the match against Brazil, you know, we played them in the first game, in the group stage. And we lost to the group stage game, not because they were better than us, you know. It's because of our own mistakes. So they were able to capitalize on that, and they were lost 1-0. And when the occasion, you know, provided himself again, playing them in the semi-final, we were not afraid of them, but of course, we respect them. We knew they are good side. Our thought is we have good players individually. How can we bring our characters together to play as a team to achieve what we really want to achieve? When we went into the game, of course, we started losing. You know, it wasn't encouraging. We started losing. Second half, we went inside the dressing room. Then Bonfrey, you know, he started dishing out instructions and trying to correct one or two things. And he said, I'm going to make some changes. And then he pulled me out. I was removed in that game, you know, and then brought in Ikweba. And when the guys that came in, you know, they were able to put effort. And with the magic of Kano, what else can you say when you have such a player with a great talent that can define the game at any given time? So with the magic of Kano, I mean, and then with the likes of Ikweba that came in, you know, gingered the game more, brought in more zeal, more power. Then the game ended the way it ended. Already nobody were expecting, people were expecting Brazil, Argentina in the final. Suddenly then it has to be Nigeria, Argentina in the final. I remember in the final in the morning, you know, I think Bonfrey came to me in the morning. I had a very good relationship with Bonfrey because he always said, yeah, even with one leg, I believe in you. So he walked to me in the morning and he said to me, he said, Coach, Amuneke, Ima, he said, people are talking that he should change me, that I'm not at my best. Then I said to him, I said, Coach, we are in the final. It doesn't matter who play. Play who is going to help the team. If you find me not being in a position, it doesn't matter. I can start from the bench. But along the game, if you need me, I will always be there. That was how I started from the bench, you know. And when he called me to say, go and warm up, I stood up, I warmed up, and then I came in. Luckily for us, Omokachi, you know, leveled the game to 2-2. I provoked the foul. Something struck me. I wanted to cross the ball, you know. Something said, no, move into the box. So I left the ball, and then I just walked straight into the ball. When the ball came to my direction, you know, that was when the rules of ball on flight, when the ball came to my direction, I never had a thought of controlling it. I just touched the ball, and you know, luckily for us, the ball went inside, and that was how we became the Olympic champion. But you know, it's all about being honest. I know we are in an environment that most time saying the truth hurts a lot of people, but you can you know, take away whom you are. By December now, it'll be 50 years. So at my age, 50 years, what will I gain by lying? What will I gain by cheating people? What will I gain by denying people their rights? So it doesn't go that way. When you want things to happen to you, people around you, you must consider them to be relevant. You must consider them to be important, because you yourself, you can't make yourself to be what you are. It's people that make you who you are. I say to the players, when you run away from a journalist, but it's the same guy that wrote about you, when you to attract attention and make people to know whom you are. So if they don't write about you, who will know whom you are? You don't run away with people. They are not coming to ask you for anything, but relate with people, because at the end of the day, when you stop playing, you still need people. You go back to the society, you need to relate with people. So if you don't have that capacity of relating with people, you end up isolating yourself, you end up killing yourself. So
Coach, the people want us to go back to the World Cup in 1994. You know, what happened to the Super Eagles in that match against Italy?
Yeah, what happened? I think from tactical point of view, we are not matured. Probably, yeah, we have players that played in Europe, are playing in foreign countries then, but the ability to manage the game to our own advantage, I think that was what was lacking in that game against Italy. There is no way, you know, we were leading just 2 minutes to the end of the game, then the whole world just, you know, collapsed on us, and we lost that game. But it's just a question of, you know, we are naive, we are not matured, we don't know how to manage the game to our advantage. We fail to realize that we are playing a team that have been in the final for many, many World Cup. We fail to realize that we are playing a team that knows how to come back even when they are losing a match. They know how to rally their way and come back. So all those things, you know, came on board. And of course, people will say, before preview to the game, there was an argument, there was misunderstanding with the coach. Does it really affect the team? Yeah, there is misunderstanding, but I don't think, because if we are in a position to have managed the game up to 88 minutes of the game, and then just second we lost the game because we are not in a position to manage the game. This is what today world, you know, they call the tactics. That's the behavior. You know, our behavior probably wasn't right at that particular time. We were playing to the gallery of the public. People were saying, ooh. You know, at the end of the day, then we went back home. So yeah, it was very, very unfortunate. That could have been a moment, because the momentum in that team was very high. That could have been a moment that Africa would have set a pace in the World Cup. But, you know, we blew it away. We are not matured. We are not experienced. We allowed the moment to get over us. We allowed we are winning. We get carried away. We fail to analyze that the people we are playing, these are World Cup champions. These are people that knows how to play under difficult situation. So we fail to, to analyze all these things, and we pay heavily for it.
That 1914, we won't stop talking about it. We'll get back to it. But let's talk about your experience at Barcelona Football Club of Spain. Coach Emmanuel Amuneke, we need the sort of grace you have. First Nigerian to play for Barcelona. The moment you got to Barcelona, tell me what you were saying to yourself.
Well, I came from Sporting Lisbon. It was totally different. It was totally different environment. Big, very, very bigger stage for players. What runs the club, the fans, the expectations, the demand, what the people are expecting from the players, from you individually to collective. It was a very, very massive, very, very big. For me, I was surprised initially when the opportunity came, because I never knew. And the guy that brought me, he never really explained to me if it was Barcelona or Madrid. But, he was saying big team in Spain, big team in Spain. So eventually we landed in Barcelona, and I find myself sharing the same dressing room with Stoichkov, sharing the same dressing room with Guardiola, Luis Enrique, Pizzi, that coached Saudi Arabia, Laurent Blanc, Fernando Couto, Nadal. So for me, it was a big moment. I remember when I came, I think they just lost their game against Madrid, 2-0 in Madrid. I was in the dressing room. I was sitting close to Nadal, and Abilardo was close to me. So I was kind of making fun. And then Nadal looked at me and he said, you don't know where you are, eh? You don't know where you are. Then I replied him. I said, where am I? He said, you don't know. I said, because you lost the game 2-0. So what happened if you lost the game? So somebody need to die, I said, we have to look ahead. We lost the game 2-0 does not mean it's the end of the world. So let's forge ahead. Let's work for tomorrow. Then he looked at me like this. He said, who is this kind of guy that is talking like that? Being the first black in the dressing room. The rest people are white. It's only me black. But you see, the guys, they welcomed me. They accepted me. Probably Luis Figo made it much easier for me. I played with him in Sporting Lisbon. And after the season, he moved ahead of me to Barcelona. So my coming also, he had, like kind of paving a way for me where I can easily adapt and where other guys can accept me. But unfortunately, what really brought me to Barcelona, I was not able to fulfill that due to injury. Probably then also, like I say, we are passionate in what we do. We have the desire, because I could remember the injury I got into against Guinea in Conakry, our last game, qualifying for the World Cup. Already we have qualified, nothing is at stake. Win, lose, nothing is at stake. I could have also, decided to stay in Barcelona to continue my preparation. But, I was so passionate. I said, no, my country is playing. I have to come. I came and I played. But, it's not that I'm blaming anybody. Unfortunately, the injury came. And from the injury, I was operated wrongly, and the operation got complicated from there. After operation, going to America and coming back, it wasn't the same, because I know myself as a player. I'm a kind of player that do box to box. I'm not a player that expects you should give me the ball. I'm always running, I'm always moving, I'm always defending, I'm always fighting. So after you start to realize there are things you do, it takes you a lot of time for recovering, and then you start having the ambitions to say, it's like it's time to start, looking to next direction. But for me, I never regretted. Yeah, people can say maybe I never done anything much in Barcelona. But for me, having the privilege to have played for Barcelona, for me, it's a very, very great thing. And I thank Barcelona for them to look at my direction at that particular time. Means that I have something it takes to play in the club. Yeah. So I really thank them.
So, Coach, we have just 2 minutes to go because we had some issues trying to connect with you at the start. So we'll just do some quick fire questions. You just pick one out of two options. So we'll wrap up this interview. So my first question is, which of these cities do you prefer, Lagos or Cairo?
No, Lagos. I grew up in Lagos. I schooled in Lagos. It's Lagos.
That's fine. English Premier League or La Liga?
I think, well, I like both, but I take a La Liga. La Liga gives you more, you think more.
You played in Barcelona, so of course you pick La Liga. Coach, Clemens Vesterhoff or Bonfrey Joe?
Well, based on relationship, Bonfrey Joe. I'm more close to Bonfrey Joe.
Okay. Pep Guardiola or Jose Mourinho?
Well, Pep is at the top now. Pep is at the top. But I was privileged to have worked with somebody that worked with Mourinho. So I think most of the tactical aspect also, I could say I learned it from Mourinho. Mourinho also is somebody that prepares his teams. It's not just going and playing. But of course, you're having new trends, new coaches coming up with new ideas and new ways to win a game.
So why are you picking, Pep Guardiola or Jose Mourinho?
I think, well, if we look at from coaching aspect, I think Guardiola. No, from coaching aspect, Guardiola.
Guardiola, okay. Pounded yam with vegetable soup or fried rice?
Bros, if we take pounded yam, we know if you run for feed. Rice. Rice.
Okay.
Vegetable rice.
Okay. Austin Okocha or Ronaldinho?
No, Austin Okocha. I play with Austin. He's my teammate, Austin Okocha. Though I play with Ronaldinho brother in Sporting, but I also Okocha.
Ronaldo de Lima or Samuel Eto'o?
No, Ronaldo de Lima.
That was also your teammate at Barcelona. Playing at the World Cup or the Olympics?
World Cup.
World Cup anytime. Yeah, coach, which do you prefer, midfield or attack?
No, I prefer both because both are key.
You have to pick one, sorry.
No, I like attacking football. Attack.
Okay. All right. So we'll end it this way. Sing or dance? Which one will Coach Amuneke do?
Bros, dance now. It's better we sing. It's better we sing.
Yeah, Coach Emmanuel Amuneke, I must say thank you so much for honoring our invitation to have this Instagram live chat with you. You are truly an absolute inspiration, and I'm sure a lot of persons following this conversation have been inspired listening to your story, and you're not stopping. We're wishing you all the best at Makassar in Egypt, and maybe someday you might just coach the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much. So that's it, guys. Coach Emmanuel Amuneke talking to us today on our Instagram live series, Going the Distance. Let's keep this conversation going. And I always ask you guys, who do you want us to speak to? That's a legend right there, Emmanuel Amuneke. Which legend would you like to see? Just go to the comment section and talk to us. We'll try to see if we can bring that legend to talk to you. Thank you so much. I'm Austin Okonakman.